Hey class, welcome to Java Programming Tutorial, Part 3. In this video, I will discuss about conditional statements. Yung discussion flow natin, unang-una, pag-aralan natin ang about sa relational operators. Next is, ano nga ba ang conditional statements? Next, ano nga ba ang nested conditional statements? And pag-aaralan din natin ang about sa equals function at paano siya gamitin. And then, yung logical operator symbols. So, paano tayo makapag-create ng or mag-combine ng multiple expressions, no, in our conditional statements. And then, at the end of this video, you will create a simple grading program. Pwede kayong mag-run ng code ninyo using online GDB kasi may Java compiler din yon. And then, write your code sa notebook na para sa ating subject na IT 121 Computer Programming 2. Alright? So, let's start. Ano nga ba ang relational operators? Relational operators are also known as comparison operators, no? Sa ating Python programming last semester, comparison operator yung ginamit ko na term. Okay? In Java programming class, relational operators ang tawag sa kanila. The same lang yung purpose nila, the same lang yung paano sila gamitin inside our conditional statements. Relational operators are used to compare values or expressions and return a Boolean value either true or false. So, ginagamit siya para mag-compare ng mga values, mag-compare ng mga value sa ating mga variable. Okay? And then, ang inire-return lang niya is walang iba kundi either true or false. No? Hindi pwedeng dalawa yung i-return niya. Dapat isa lang, no? Either true or false. Okay, so next, ano nga ba ang mga relational operator symbols? So we have here anim, no? Anim na symbols. Unang-una, yung dalawang equal sign. Yung equal sign, dalawang equal sign na to, yung operation niya is to compare the two operands if magkaparehas sila ng value, no? Like for example here, how to use it, no, sa dalawang equal sign. This is how you apply a equal to symbol in your program. Unang-una, meron tayong left operand, no? Sa letter A class is left operand yung itatawag natin diyan, siya yung nasa kaliwa, no? And then, yung letter B, that is a variable na nasa right, no, nasa kanan natin. That is the second operand. Yung nasa gitna naman nila is yun yung mga symbol, yun yung relational operator symbols. So now, kung babasahin natin to, si A ba daw is equal kay B? Or yung value ba ni A is equal kay value ng B? So, ganun yun, no? Kino-compare niya yung left operand dun sa right operand. Okay? So, equal ba silang dalawa? True or false? Now, next, not equal. So, meron tayong exclamation point and isang equal symbol. That is for checking sa ating value ng ating variable if hindi ba equal. Here, si A ba daw is hindi ba siya equal kay B? True or false? Next is our greater than and less than. So, ito yung tatandaan yung class. Kapag ka greater than, nakanganga siya dun sa left natin. Kapag ka less than naman, nakanganga siya dun sa right natin. Okay? So, how to use this symbol? So, ganito lang yan. A greater than B. Okay? So, si A ba daw is mas malaki dun sa value ni B, 'di ba? Dito naman kung si A ba daw is mas mababa ba yung value niya kaysa sa B. Next is our greater than or equal is ganun lang din, no? Si A ba daw is mas mataas or equal lang ba sila sa value ni B? And then yung last is less than or equal to, si A ba is mas mababa yung value niya or equal ba siya kay B? So, ganito yung usage natin sa ating relational operator. So, these are answerable by true or false. Walang iba. Okay, so, punta tayo sa NetBeans para ma-apply natin yung um, relational operators. So, I have here a class, no? Gumawa ako ng class for relational operators. Now, I will demonstrate how to use them. This will be our practical example of using the relational operators. Example, we have, papaprint tayo. Pwedeng ganito para ma-demonstrate lang. No, halimbawa, 15. Ito yung gagamit ako ng literal value. Ganyan. So this is our way of displaying output into the console. No, system.out.println. Yung nasa kapaloob sa kanya is an expression. Yung expression class is yun yung nagre-return ng value. So, let's try to run our program. Yan, ang lumabas sa terminal natin is true. Kasi nga, totoo naman na si 15 is greater than 10. Okay? Now, gamitin natin yung less than. It is false kasi si 15 is not less than 10. So, 15 less than 10 ba daw siya? So, it is false. Di ba? Kasi mas malaki siya kay 10. Pwede rin ganito class, no? Int A. Ganyan. Gamit tayo ng variable dito. And then, run our program. Okay, so, si A ba daw is less than sa kay B? Hindi. Kasi, equal silang dalawa. Ngayon, yung ni-return na value is false. Kasi nga, si A, which is yung value niya ngayon is 10, tsaka yung value ni B is 10 din. So, false yung lalabas. Kasi, hindi naman less than yung value ni A sa value ni B. Dahil nga, parehas sila ng value which is 10. So, let's add another, let's add equal sign. Yan. Ngayon, nag-true na siya. Inad lang natin yung equal sign. Kasi nga, ganito yung klase. Yung value ba daw ni A is less than or equal? May equal dito eh. Kung hindi siya less than, babasahin niya ngayon si equal. So, pasok siya pa rin. True pa din yung statement na to. Kasi, equal siya. Si A is equal kay B. Dahil dito sa ating naka-initialize or naka-declare na mga variable dito sa taas. Alright? So, hindi pwede class na nauna yung equal sign ha. Yan, mag-i-error siya. Mag-i-error siya kasi nga yung syntax is nauuna palagi. Yung greater than or less than, saka na yung equal. Okay? So, yung idalong equal sign naman, yung nire-return niya dito is true kasi nga si A is equal nga kay B. Diba? So, ganito class yung paggagamit tayo with tawag nito relational operators. No? Importante ang relational operators no na pag-aralan saka tayo makapag-create ng makapag-structure ng conditional statement sa ating program. So, ito yung relational operator, sila yung nadidetermine yung takbo ng program natin dahil dito sa mga relational operators na ginagamit natin. So, kung ano yung output, nakakaapekto ang mga relational operators sa output ng ating program. 'Di ba? Kanina, si Francie kanina, 'di ba? Less than ko. Less than natin, balik natin. So, yung output dito is false kasi nga hindi naman totoo na mas maliit yung value ni A kaysa sa value ni B dahil pareha sila. Now, I'll change this into negative 10. Now, true na siya kasi nga si negative 10 naman is talaga namang mas mababa siya kaysa sa positive 10, right? So, Ganun lang yung class. Hindi pwede, again, hindi pwede na isa lang yung equal dyan. No? Tingnan natin to kung ano yung lalabas sa equal dyan. 10. A is equal B. Meaning, inassign mo si A doon kay B. So, 10 yung lumabas, hindi true or false. No? Like I said, no, kapag ka isang equal lang, nag-a-assign ka ng value. Kapag ka dalawang equal, you are comparing the operands, no? From the left operand, kino-compare mo yung A, palaging eto plus yung left dapat ang palaging kino-compare doon sa kay B. Hindi pwede na kino-compare si B doon kay A. No. So, ikinokumpara yung value ni A doon kay B. Alright? So, that's it on how to utilize or how to use relational operator symbols in our program. Okay? So, madali lang naman yun intindihin eh. Equal to, not equal, less than, or greater than equal, or less than, or equal. So, let's try to ganyan, not equal. So, di ba sabi ko na inaano lang to na si A ba daw is hindi ba siya equal kay B? Di ba? So, run the program. True. Kasi, totoo naman na si A na yung current value niya ngayon is negative 10. Hindi naman talaga equal ang negative 10 sa 10 na positive 10. Alright? So, that's all for relational operator class and balik tayo sa ating presentation. Okay, class, next pag-aaralan natin ang about sa conditional statements. So, ano nga ba ang conditional statements? Conditional statements are used to perform different actions based on whether a condition is true or false. So, yung conditional statement class, ito yung ginagamit para magbigay ng kondisyon sa computer natin kung ano ang ipe-perform niyang actions or instructions based dun sa resulta ng nakadefine na mga conditions. Okay, so the most common conditional statements are the if statement, if-else statement, if-else-if statement, and next is yung switch statement. Next, si if statement. If statement class is ginagamit para mag-evaluate ng single condition. And then, i-execute niya yung program or yung block of code only if that condition na nakadefine sa ating if statement is true. Otherwise, wala siyang gagawin. Okay? Kasi nga, single condition lang. Alright, so yung syntax natin of our if statement is we have here if keyword. Gagamit tayo ng if keyword followed by the space. Huwag kayong matakot maglagay ng space. And then, close and open parenthesis. And then, yung condition natin at saka curly braces. Yung nasa loob ng if statement na to is yung ating block of code. Or ito yung ating if statement instructions na nasa loob niya. Alright, so how to apply this? Here we have the if statement example. No, may diniklarang number na variable na may value na 3 and then yung if natin, no, conditional statement, if statement, in-evaluate niya yung number kung equal ba siya sa 3 and then kung equal siya sa 3, ilalabas niya yung number is 3 sa console natin. No? Si system.out.println, again, gagamitin natin to display anything in the console sa Java programming language. Okay? So, punta tayo dun sa ating NetBeans. Okay, so here's ating NetBeans. We have, alright, so, condition, if, then, 3, Okay, class, ito na yung example natin. So, nag-initialize ako ng variable na number with an integer type. Integer type kasi naka-int, no? Number variable, the identifier, and then yung equal sign, ini-assign natin yung number 3 sa number na variable. And then, in-evaluate dito sa condition na yan, kung equal siya sa 3, yung statement na nasa loob ng ating println na yan is lalabas dito sa console natin. Okay, so run the program. Then here, lumabas sa console natin yung number is 3. Kasi nga, yung value ni number is, which is 3, is equal sa kay 3. So, gagawa tayo ng another variable in y is equal to 10. So, B na lang. So, as you can see here, class, pinalitan ko yung variable dito sa taas. And then, yung line 8 natin is nag-error na siya, si number, kasi wala nang nakadefine na variable dito sa taas na yung identifier niya is number. Dahil pinalitan ko na. So, papalitan natin yan. Alright, so run the program here. Number is 3 pa din. Then here, sa second operand, gagawin natin, instead of literal value to, si number 3, papalitan natin ng variable. Run the program. Okay. So, walang lumabas dito sa console kasi yung value ni A, which is 3, hindi siya equal kay 10, which is yun yung value ni B. Di ba? So, kapag ka, yung statement natin dito, kung si A ba daw is equal kay B, sa kanya i-execute yung pagpa-display ng statement na to. So, dito sa terminal, walang nangyayari kasi hindi naman equal si A kay B. Now, papalitan natin ng number 3 si value ni B. Lumabas na yung statement kasi yung A is equal to B is nagiging true dahil parehas sila ng value. Alright? Next is, gagawin natin not equal class. If A is not equal B, ipiprint niya to. Okay? Number is not equal to 3. So now, si system.out.println, lalabas lang to dun sa console kapag ka si A is hindi equal kay B. Kasi nga, nag-change ako ng relational operator dito which is not. Diba? Si not equal is chine-check niya or ini-evaluate niya yung left operand kung hindi ba siya equal dun sa right operand. Okay, so run the program. Then yun, walang lumabas sa console. Kasi nga, false dito. Kasi sabi niya, hindi daw equal si A kay B, which is false. Dahil dito sa naka-initialize na mga value is equal sila. Alright? So, gagawin natin tong 13, yung A. Now, lumabas na si number is not equal to 3 kasi nga, totoo naman, no? Na si A is not equal kay B. Ganun lang yung pag-construct ng ating if statement, no? So, gagamitan natin ng greater than. If si A ba daw is greater than B, number is value of A is greater than B. Alright? So, run the program. Now, it is true kasi si A, which is 13, is mas malaki naman talaga kay B, which is 3. Okay? So, class, again, sinabi ko kanina na nakakaapekto yung ano natin, yung relational operator natin, yung conditional statement natin, dun sa ating takbo ng program natin. Okay? Kung nakadepende yung output dun dito sa program sa ating conditional statement sa ating relational operators na ginagamit natin. Okay, so gawin natin tong ano class, balik natin siya sa 3. Yan, wala na siyang dinisplay sa console kasi si 3 is not equal. Si 3 kasi is hindi siya greater than kay B, which is 3. Kasi equals lang dalawa, di ba? So, kung lalagyan natin ng equal yan, saka pa lalabas yung value of A is greater than or equal. Ganyan natin. Now, lalabas dito sa terminal is value of A is greater than or equal B dahil si 3, which is the value of A, is equal kay B. Hindi siya greater than, but meron tayong nilagay dito na equal. Meaning, kapag ka si A is hindi siya greater than, may equal dito, meaning pasok pa din siya kasi meron siyang another symbol here. Meaning, ang ano niya, kinukuha niyang numero is greater than kay A or equal kay B. Greater than kay B or equal kay B. So, next is, class i-change ko dito. Unahin ko yung equal sign tsaka yung greater than. Mag-e-error na yan. Kasi yung syntax ng ating relational operator is nauuna yung greater than tsaka yung equal. Not equal nauuna tsaka yung equal. Hindi yung equal sign tsaka yung not. No? Hindi yun. Hindi pwede na nauna yung equal sa less than symbol. Hindi. Error yun. Alright? So, kung less than or equal naman yung gagamitin natin dito, lalabas pa rin to. Kasi nga, equal yung A kay B. Run. Yan. Lumabas. Okay? Okay, class. So, gagamitan natin to ng scanner. We will allow the user to input numbers. And then, let's evaluate those number by creating a conditional statement. Okay, so import. I-import muna natin. Saka natin magamit si scanner kapag in-import na natin siya, yung package niya. And after importing, gagawa tayo ng kaniyang object. Hindi mo magagamit si scanner kung wala kang object para sa kanya. Kung wala kang ginawang object. Okay, so si A, gawa tayo ng prompt message. Yung dito. Instead of initializing with literal value, gagamitan natin ng ano, ganyan. Now, class, nakadepende kay user yung output ng ating program. Kasi siya yung magpo-provide ng dalawang numero. Okay? Yung first na hihingiin is yung unang numero, yung pangalawa is yung pangalawang numero. Okay? And then, dito sa condition natin, is in-evaluate natin if yung A ba daw o yung unang numero is less than ba sa pangalawang numero. So, papalitan natin yung mga variable natin class para Alright, so if the first number, if the first number daw is less than or equal to second number, ilalabas natin si statement na A, value of first number is less than or equal sa second number. Alright, so run the program, enter the first number. Let's say we have 5. Second number, we have 10. Now, lumabas yung value of first number is less than or equal than second number. Now, let's try to run the program again and i-input natin yung mas malaki yung first number kaysa dun sa second number. Walang lumabas, no, na statement. Hindi lumabas yung dinefine natin na statement na nasa loob ng condition kasi sa condition natin is false. 'Di ba? Saka lang 'di ba class, saka lang ira-run yung block of code na yun kapagka true yung resulta ng ating condition. Yun yung lagi ninyong tatandaan. No, kapagka false yung condition na yan, wala siyang gagawin. Hindi niya i-execute yung block of code ng ating if statement. Alright? So, ganun yung pag-structure ng if statement class. And I hope na gets ninyo. And let's proceed to um, next topic, which is if-else statement. Ano nga ba si if-else statement? Si if-else statement is the same lang din kay if statement. And ang pagkakaiba lang is meron na siyang nire-return na statement kapag ka false yung condition na nakalagay sa ating if statement. Ibig sabihin, meron na siyang else, meron na siyang gagawin. Okay? If condition is true, i-execute niya yung block of code ng if. Pero kung false yung if, i-execute niya yung else statement na naka-define doon. Alright? So, si if-else statement class, it is used to execute a block of code if the condition is true and another block if it is false. Alright? Meaning, dalawa na yung pagpipilian ng computer na nai-execute niya. Kung true yung resulta ng naka-define na condition na nasa loob ng if statement, i-run niya yung if statement block of code. But, kung false yung resulta, yung else block yung iraran niya. Alright? Yung syntax class is here. If statement, condition, and then meron tayong else. Si else class, wala nang condition dyan. Okay? Kasi nga, walang tanong-tanong, walang condition-condition. Kapag ka nag-false yung condition dito, diretsyo na siya dito sa else. Iraran niya, i-perform niya yung actions na nandito sa loob ng else block. So, yung example here, this one. So, kung kanina is if statement lang yun, ngayon si if else, meron na siyang else. Meron na siyang ipe-perform kung false yung condition na nandito na naka-define. Alright, so let's go to our NetBeans structure kanina, yung unang example. So, int A is equal to 10, int B is equal to 3. Ganyan. Tapos, mayroon tayong if block dito, if A is equal to B, yan, meron tayong system.out.print. And then, meron na tayong else block. Ayan. Ayan, class. So, tignan natin yung program. First, initializing a variable A with value of 10, variable B, which is 3, and then I created a conditional statement, if-else statement. See if daw, kung si A ba daw is equal to B, lalabas sa terminal natin yung number is 3, or else kung false to, lalabas yung number is not equal to 3. Yan. So, yung lumabas dito sa terminal natin is number is not equal to 3 dahil hindi equal si A kay B. Nagagawin natin number 3 si A. So, lumabas si number is 3 kasi nga equal na silang dalawa. Alright? So, let's apply a scanner sa example natin. Dahil integer yung hihingiin natin class, next int yung gagamitin natin. Then let's copy that and paste and then run our program. So ngayon, yung code, kanina, gumamit ako ng literal value, nag-assign tayo ng static value sa ating mga variable. Now, si user na yung magpo-provide ng ating value, right? So, run the program. Now, enter first number, which is our prompt message for our first input. Lagay natin in 5. And then yung second number is 10. Now, number is not equal to 3. Okay, so, i-ano na natin to class, i-concat. Numbers are not equal. Ganyan lang muna. Para di mo maglibog. Numbers are equal. Numbers are not equal. Hindi na natin gagamitin yung 3 dito kasi nga iba-iba na yung number na ilalagay natin. Kasi si user na yung magpo-provide ng mga numero, di ba? Hindi na siya 3. Okay, so, on the program, let's say 50, and then yung second number is 50. Now, numbers are equal. Lumabas yung numbers are equal kasi yung condition na nasa loob ng if statement is true. So, ito yung pine-perform niya. Di ba, class? So, class, kung ang tanong nyo is, ma'am, pupunta rin ba siya dito? No, hindi. Kasi nga, yung computer is meron siyang choices to run this code, these instructions na nasa loob ng block of code na to. Si if statement at saka si else block. Alright? So, kung true nga to si if statement, ito yung ipiperform niya. Pero kung false ang condition dito, yung result ng condition dito, is si else block yung ipiperform niya. Okay? So, dahil dito sa example ko, yung input na first number is 50, yung second number is 50 again, and then, dahil equal sila, nagiging true ang if statement natin at lumabas sa console yung numbers are equal. Now, let's try to input a numbers na hindi sila the same. Ayan. Now, lumabas si numbers are not equal. Diba? Kasi nga, eto, hindi sila equal. Yung A, which is 50, yung B is 30, no? 50 and 30 are not equal. So, yung else yung piniperform ng ating computer na magpapadisplay ng statement na numbers are not equal. Okay, so I hope na na-gets niyo class. Let's let's try another example. Um, let's try another example. Okay, so our student to for dito, class yung tatanggapin natin na input is true or false lang, okay? So hindi next and yung gagamitin natin, kundi yung boolean. Alright, so here nag-error na siya kasi nga next boolean na yung ginamit natin pero yung variable na tatanggap ng input is an integer. So papalitan natin to ng data type. Papalitan na din natin ng ano, boolean is student, scanner.next boolean. Okay, so hindi natin kailangan yung second input. Okay. Now, let's create or let's evaluate the input of our user, which is student. If is student, else, okay, so run the program. Are you a student? True or false? So, true or false lang i-input natin, okay? True. So, yung lumabas is yes, okay? Kasi, eto class, yan, tinawag natin yung variable directly. Hindi na tayo gumamit ng greater than or equal sign or equal or not equal or less than kasi etong variable na is student is meron na siyang kaagad na value na true or false. 'Di ba? Diretso na yung variable niya, I mean yung value niya, true or false na siya. So hindi na siya kailangan gamitan pa ng relational operator para yung sagot niya is true or false. Kasi diretso na yung value niya dito is true or false na, 'di ba? So let's run the program again. And try natin yung i-input yung big letter T. Ganyan. Yes pa din. Kasi class, si next boolean na method is lahat ng possible na input from our user na um, yung word na true or false, ma-capitalize man yan, ina-accept niya. Alright? So, yung false, yan, not a student. Okay, run again. Um, maliit na false, not a student. Okay? Not a student. Alright? So, yun class, ganun ang paggamit ng next boolean na input from our user. Okay? So, ini-scan niya yung input na galing kay user at yung tatanggapin lang niya is yung boolean type of data which is true or false. So, let's say na nagkamali ng spelling si user. Yung true niya naging ganyan. So, error na ngayon yan. Input mismatch exception na siya. Okay? Kasi nga, yung kailangan niyang sagot is true, ganyan, and then false. And then, Kahit anong capitalize ba yan? Pwede. Ganyan. Alright? So, that's it about of creating a conditional statement which is if-else statement. So ngayon, kung hindi siya true yung if statement na to, meaning meron nang ipiperform si computer. Ipiperform na niya yung else block. Alright? Yung if statement natin, tingnan natin. Alisin natin yung else statement. Run natin. Lalagyan natin yung false. Walang piniperform. Kasi nga walang ibang gagawin si computer kundi saka lang niya i-execute yung yes dun sa terminal kapag ka true yung pinoprovide ni user. Diba? So again, kapag ka false, wala siyang ipiperform. Kasi nga, si if statement, either meron siyang gagawin or wala. Okay? Si if-else statement naman, may gagawin siya. Kung true, may gagawin. Kung false, may gagawin. Dito sa else block. Alright? So, next tayo. Diretso na tayo sa next topic. Yung next topic natin, class, is about if-else-if statement. So, ito yung makapag-add tayo ng multiple conditions. Kung kanina is isa lang yung condition natin, yung if lang yung may condition, ngayon sa if-else-if statement is pwede na tayong makapag-add ng mas maraming conditiones. Okay? By using or by adding else-if statement sa ating conditional statements. Alright? So, if-else-if statement used to check multiple conditions. It checks the first condition, yung if statement, and then kung false yon, pupunta siya doon or puproceed siya doon sa next conditions para i-check na naman niya yung next condition. Yung syntax natin is like this. If, meron pa rin yan, hindi pwedeng walang if statement. Tapos else if, condition na naman, and then yung else. Alright, so application is, here we have age 18, and then if age is greater than or equal to 18, i-print niya ang you are an adult. Else if, kung age daw is greater than or equal to 13, i-print niya ang you are a teenager. And then else, kung hindi siya greater than or equal to 18, hindi siya greater than or equal to 13, mag-i-execute yung you are a kid. Kasi yun yung nasa else block. Walang tanong-tanong. Kapag ka-false ang unang condition, false yung second condition, yung else block yung ipi-perform. Alright? So, balik tayo dun sa ating NetBeans. Okay, so, ngayon tayong i-initialize natin yung age is equal to 20, ganyan. Then, gawa tayo ng condition if age is greater than or equal to 18. May gagawin siyang statement or instruction na ipapadisplay yung you are an adult. Now, let's add another condition which is checking if greater than or equal to 13 system.out.println teenager, and then else. Okay, class. So, here's our code. Nag-error yan dahil etong line 11 natin is wala siyang terminator. Let's add terminator in there. And here is nag-error siya dahil kung makikita nyo dyan is isa lang yung double quotes. So, na-missing yung isang pares. Alright? So, yun. Ganun lang yung pag-debug ng ating code. Alright? So, yun. We will evaluate the age if greater than or equal siya sa 18, ilalabas yung you are an adult. Kung greater than or equal to 30 naman, lalabas yung si you are 18 years. And then, kung kung false din to, is lalabas yung you are a kid. Run the program, and lang lalabas dyan is you are an adult kasi 20 yung edad na nilagay natin. So, lagay natin yung 12. Run the program. You are a kid. Kasi, hindi siya pumasok dito na greater than or equal to 18 kasi 12. Hindi naman siya mas mataas na numero kaysa kay 18, 'di ba? Nagiging false. And then, i-check niya yung ikalawang condition. Kung si 12 ba daw is mas malaki or equal ba siya sa 13, again, false. Kasi 12, no? Kung false to, nagiging false to, si else block na yung ipiperform niya. So, as you can see here, sa terminal natin, lumabas yung you are a kid. Now, class, aalisin ko yung else block. Kasi nga, yung ano natin, yung conditional statement natin, class, pwedeng walang else. But, dapat, ang required dito is if. Required yung if statement, pwedeng walang else if, tsaka walang else. Alright? So, alisin ko yung else if, and then we will run the program. Walang nilabas. Kasi yung condition na dito is ipiperform lang niya to kapag yung ang edad is greater than pa sa 18 or equal siya sa 18. Kaya naglagay tayo ng else if. Okay? Kung aalisin natin yung else if na yan, run the program, wala pa rin lumabas. Kahit meron na tayong else if kasi yung condition niya is greater than sa 13 or equal siya sa 13. Alright? So now si else, run the program, lalabas na yung you are a kid. Kasi si else, walang tanong-tanong, walang condition dyan. No? Kapag ka false yung if statement, false yung else if statement, si else yung ipiperform ng computer. Alright? So I hope na nag-gets niyo. So let's make this 17. Yan. Lumabas yung URA teenager. Kasi dito, class, para malaman niyo si age, yung current value niya ngayon is 17. Si 17 is hindi siya greater than kay 18. Hindi rin siya equal kay 18. So, false. Now, i-check ng computer again yung second condition. So, dito siya pasok. Kasi si 17 is greater than sa 13. 'Di ba? So, ilalabas niya yung URA teenager. Alright? So, now class, we will utilize scanner again para si user na yung makapag-input ng edad. Okay? So, gagawa tayo ng ating prompt message. Enter your age. Tapos, terminator. And then here, hindi na static value yung ilagay natin dyan, kundi gagamitan na natin ng scanner dot next in. Pwede rin next byte kasi edad lang yung hingiin natin. Yan. Alright. So, let's run the program. Enter your age. Let's say 50. Lalabas yung you are an adult. Right? Run the code again. And let's say we have 5 years old and you are a kid. Run the program again. And let's say 11. You are a kid. And then run the code. And 14. You are a teenager. Okay, class? So, let's try to, class, i-change natin yung numero, alright? Ilagay natin si 13 dito, then dito si 18. Tingnan nyo kung ano yung mangyayari. Run the program. Now, ang ilalagay ko is 11. Wait, again, papalitan muna natin ng Run the program. So, enter your age. Now, class, ang unang condition na babasahin ni computer is kung yung edad ba daw niya is greater than or equal to 13, ilalabas niya yung you are a teenager. So, now, i-input natin is 16. Lumabas yung you are a teenager. Tama naman na teenager yung si 16. Now, let's try to input a bigger number, which is 170. Sa 70 years old class, di ba yung 70 years old natin is in real world, yung 70 years old is a senior na or an adult person. So, hindi na siya teenager. Ngayon, yung program natin is nagkakaroon ng logical error. Kasi nga, yung logic natin dito is chinek natin kung yung numero niya is greater than or equal to 13, yung pinakauna. Meaning, dahil true dito, no? Si 70 kasi is greater than kay 13. So, ito yung ipi-perform niya. Hindi na niya i-check yung else if kasi true na siya dito eh. Nag-true na siya. So, once nag-true na siya, ipi-perform niya yung if block. Diba? So, again, yung conditional statements is ito yung nag-a-allow sa ating computer na kung ano yung actions na ipe-perform niya. So, when we creating a conditional statements, be careful kasi maaaring katulad na ganito, nagkakaroon ng logical error. Kasi nga, si 70 years old is hindi na siya teenager. It is an adult person na. Diba? Adult na siya. So, yan yung kailangan din nating i-analyze, no? Yung ano natin, yung mga logic natin. Right? So, yan dapat si 18. Dito is 13. Diba? Kung gagamitan naman natin ng less than, yan. Ayan. Run natin yung program. Gumamit ako, change ko yung operator. Ganina is greater than to. Ngayon, ginawa kong less than. So, gagawin natin na 50. Okay? Less than or equal to 50. Wait lang class, i-change ko yung ano pala. Kasi nag-change na ako eh, di ba? Change ko na 13, teenager dapat, then adult. So, run a program. And, change ko na class yung relational operator dito. Kanina greater than to, ngayon nagiging less than. No? So, i-try ko yung 50 dito. Now, I entered 50 for the age, and then yung lumabas is you are a teenager. Diba? Kasi, dito, si 50 is hindi siya less than kay 18. Yung unang condition, if si 50 ba daw is mababa kay 18, it is false. Kasi yung 50 is greater than 18. So, hindi niya i-execute yung you are an adult. I-check niya yung another condition. Now, yung another condition is checking if the age is greater than or equal to 13, which is true kasi si 50 is greater than naman kay 13. So, nilabas niya yung you are a teenager. Okay, class? So, again, yun yung kailangan nating pagtuunan ng pansin, no? Yung relational operators, paano natin sila gamitin, and paano natin i-apply yung conditional statements dito sa ating program. Okay? And then how those relational operator can affect the output of our program. All right, so that's all class about if statement. All right. So again, pwedeng if statement lang, pwedeng if statement lang, and then pwedeng merong else. All right. So nakadepende sa inyo kung paano or ano ba yung mga requirement na kailangang gagawin dun sa ating sa program ninyo. Okay? Nakadepende kasi dun sa mga requirements sa mga instructions na gagawin ng computer. Okay? So, again class, yung tayo yung nag-define yan as a programmer. Yung mga expressions, tayo yung nag-define dyan. No, walang mali dyan as long as yung syntax, no, yung structure, yung syntax ng ating code is tama or valid. Alright? So, that's all for the conditional statements. Alright? So, punta tayo sa next na example. Okay, class, so equals function. Ano ba si equals function? Si equals function, class, is used to compare the contents of two objects and determine if they are equal. This will work with string data type only. Okay? So, hindi siya pwedeng gamitin sa mga integer data type, sa mga boolean type of data, or sa float, or sa double, kasi this is intended for comparing a string data type. So, how to use the equals function is like this, no? Meron tayong code dito, and then yung variable na to is ito yung i-determine natin kung equal ba siya dito sa naka-provide na statement. So, kung si color, this one, that equals dito sa string na to, is ipiprint niya yung color is yellow. Else if color that equals is blue, ipiprint na yung color is blue. Else, not yellow nor blue. Alright? So, yung paggamit ng equals functions class is, unang-una dyan, tatawagin natin yung variable ng strings na kailangan natin ikumpara. Alright? Okay, so, punta tayo sa ating NetBeans. So, gagawa tayo ng string color is equal to may value na siya kaagad na yellow. Then, gagawa tayo ng condition. Tatawagin natin again yung color. Gagamit tayo ng equals. Then, may close and open parenthesis. Yung nasa loob ng close and open parenthesis na to, ayan, is yun yung string na i-compare natin sa value ng ating variable na si color. So, kapag ka-string, syempre ganyan. Naka-double quote. Then, yan. Kung hindi siya blue and hindi siya yellow, meron siyang i-perform to display the statement na not yellow nor blue. Yan. Okay, so run the program. So, lumabas dito is the color is yellow kasi yung value naman ng color is yellow. No? Yung current value niya is yellow. Alright? So, let's change this into blue. And then, the color is blue. Yung lumabas. Kasi, blue yung nakalagay na value dito. Alright? So, try natin yung hindi yellow at hindi blue. Lagay natin yung red. Na lumabas yung not yellow nor blue. Okay? So, class, ganito yung paggamit ng dot equal. So, let's try integer type of data. No? para ma-demonstrate natin na hindi siya talaga pwede. Ganyan. I-string natin to. Hmm. Yan. So, as you can see here, class, nag-error siya. Sabi niya, kung ipo-point natin yung cursor natin dun sa ating red lines. Yan, saan ba yung lumabas? Ayan. O dito. Ba't ayaw lumabas? So, dito na lang. So, as you can see here, class, may red lines na tayo. Kasi nga, yung si A is an integer. So, hindi siya pwede na yung equals is gagamitin sa isang integer type of data. Kasi nga, ano siya this works only sa string. It compares strings, data type. Alright? So, hindi siya pwede na ikumpara yung integer dito. Alright? So, hindi rin pwede na ilalagay natin dyan is integer. So, ganyan. Di ba kapag walang double quote that is a number integer. So, hindi rin pwede. Kasi nga, yung equals nga is a string. Nag-compare ka ng string din doon sa isang string. Ikinumpara mo yung dalawang string. So, yan. Then, here, kahit ito, lagyan natin ng um, hindi pwede class, alright? So, papalitan natin to ng string. Okay. String A. Tapos, dahil string yan, i-enclose natin to sa double quote yung number. And then here is, yan. So, yan, pwede na siya. Kasi nga string, yung data type natin na i-compare doon dito sa loob ng string natin. So, eto class, tatanggalin natin yung double quote dito ha. So, yan. Pwede siya. Kasi nga, eto, yung string, ganyan. Yung A is a string. Kinumpara natin siya sa equals na yung laman niya is 25. Okay, so let's try to run this program and ganyan. nor 25. Okay, run the program. Alright. So, tingnan natin ang lumabas. Not 25 nor 6. Bakit? Kaya, ang lumabas is not 25 nor 6. Di ba? Kasi ang ini-expect nyo na dahil 25 to, which is yung value dito is 25, is dapat ito yung lalabas. Alright? So, hindi siya class. Dahil, etong nasa loob ng equals natin is an integer data type. 25 siya, pero integer yung type niya na data. Dito naman, yung A is a string. So, kung i-compare mo yan, yung A na string 25 is equal ba dun sa integer na 25? Hindi talaga. No? Although, masasabi mo na si 25 tsaka eto is parehas lang na 25 na numero. Pero class, here in our program is ini-evaluate sila na hindi sila magkaparehas dahil integer ang kinumpara mo dun sa string. Okay? So, yun lang class. Pinapakita ko lang sa inyo, no, how to use equals function, no, properly. Alright? So, ganyan. Gagawin natin ganyan. String. Okay? So, kanina, hindi siya naka-double quote, meaning integer yun. Ngayon, naka-double quote na siya. I-run natin ng program. Yan. Lumabas na yung the number is 25. Kasi string 25 is equal. Okay? So, 6 papalitan natin ng 6. Lumabas the number is 6 kasi nga, ayan. Alright, so let's try another number na hindi 25, hindi siya 6. Let's try 50. Okay? Not 25 nor 6 ang lumabas, CL's block. Alright? So that's all for equals functions. Si equals function class is nagagamit siya when mag-create tayo ng authentication, no? Authentication program. Example, scanner. Gagamit tayo ng scanner. Ngayon, may i-define tayong sa taas. May i-define tayong string na username is equal to Yuri, and then string password is equal to 9. Tapos, ito, hihingi tayo ng username and password from our user. Let's say, i-store natin siya sa string. User, pangalangan natin ng username input is equal to scanner dot line. Next line plus, again, this is for asking a string data type. Meaning yun yung alphabetical characters, yung special characters, pwede rin numbers, pero yung type of data na nasa kanya, yung i-accept niya is strings. Okay. So, gagawa lang tayo ng prompt message. Kailangan yung prompt message last para alam ni user kung ano na yung i-input niya. Okay, so yung line na to class, sinasabi lang yan ng ating IDE na hindi pa siya nagagamit dito sa program natin. Okay, so gagamitin na natin siya ngayon. If si password username, if si username input ba daw is that equals kahit username. Papadisplay natin yung access granted. Else, kung hindi, gagawa tayo ng logical operator. All right, so this one, no access granted, and then else. Okay, so ito na yung code natin class para siyang tawag nito, user authentication. Okay? So, if yung input the user na username is equal siya dun sa dinefine na username dito sa taas at saka yung password input is equal sa dinefine na password value here dito sa taas is i-display yung access granted. Else, access denied. Okay? So run the program. Now let's try to enter mali na username. Okay? Username and password is correct. Yung lumabas is access denied. Kasi yung username, which is this one, Eurer, is not equal to here, Yuri, right? So, run the program again and then let's try to enter na correct yung username pero mali yung password. Halimbawa, say ganyan. Access denied pa din. Kasi dito sa condition natin, saka ka lang i-access grant kung saka lang lalabas yung access granted sa console kapag ka the same, not true. Kapag tama ang username na nilagay ni user at tama yung password na pinoprovide ni user. Okay? Kasi gumamit tayo ng AND operator. So, si AND operator class, ito yung next topic natin about logical operators na isa si AND, no? Si AND operator is dapat yung both na expressions na nilagay dito or dinefine is dapat true lahat. No, dapat yung result niya is true. Halimbawa, si user input, dapat equal siya sa kay username here. At saka, si password input is dapat equal siya dito sa password na nandito sa taas. Alright? True and true, display access granted. Else, kung false yung statement, si else block yung mag-e-execute. Alright? So like here, no, access denied. Okay, let's try to input correct username and correct password. Yung lumabas is access granted. Okay, class? So ano nga ba si logical operator? Balik tayo sa ating presentation. Logical operators class typically used in conditional statements to combine Boolean expressions. No, ginagamit siya para mag-evaluate ng mga expressions, no, multiple expressions, no. These operations mainly used for control statements like if, else if, while, and dun sa ating for. Logical operators class typically used in conditional statements to combine Boolean expressions. So, ginagamit siya to combine multiple expressions, no? Dun sa ating conditional statements. Alright? So, ano nga ba yung mga logical operator symbols? So, in Java programming language, we have three types of logical operators. Unang-una, yung si dalawang AND symbol. Dapat dalawa siya. Alright? Returns true if both conditions are true. So, kung yung lahat ng mga defined na mga expressions or operands are true, it returns true. No, kapag ka-AND yung ginagamit natin. Dapat lahat ay true para yung i-return niya is true. Next is yung OR operator. Yung dalawang straight line na yan. It returns true if at least one condition is true. No, yung nire-require lang niya, i-return niya yung true na output kung may isa dun sa condition na nagre-return ng true, at least one. Next is yung exclamation point. This exclamation point class, it negates or inverts the Boolean value. If the value is true, it becomes false and vice versa. So yung exclamation point is parang ano lang class, nininegate lang niya or ini-invert yung value dun sa ating Boolean type of data. No? Nilagyan niya ng not. Halimbawa, yung value ng ating variable is true, magiging false siya kapag nilagyan natin ng not. Alright? So, how to use this logical operator? First, si AND. Okay, logical AND. Example. So, we have here, Boolean is member is initialized with false value. And then, we have has invitation initialized with true value. Now, if is member and has invitation, ilalabas niya yung welcome to the event. Else, ilalabas niya yung access denied. Okay? So, let's try this in our NetBeans. Dito class again, para ano lang. Si and, yan. Si consider kanina, pinakita ko sa inyo kanina, no? Yung different scenario. Yung different scenario is mali yung username, ganyan. Tapos, tama yung password. Ang lalabas dyan is access denied. Kasi yung ginamit nating logical operator dito is AND. Meaning, yung AND na yan, dapat lahat ng ating condition na nakadefine is, lahat dyan is true. No? True and true. Alright? So, let's try if mali yung si password. Tama si username. Access denied pa din. Kasi si password is not true eh. Pero tama si username. Dahil AND operator nga yung ginamit natin, still, false pa rin to, yung if statement dito. And then, yung else block yung pinerform niya. Okay, let's try to enter wrong username and wrong password. Access denied pa din. Kasi lahat ay false na. False and false, di ba? Alright, so that's it class, and then we will try to erase ko lang to. Another example. So, meron tayong Boolean type of data here is a member na pangalan. Tapos, naka-initialize siya into false. And then, meron tayong as invitation. I-initialize natin to into true. And then, let's evaluate. Let's perform. Magpapa-perform tayo ng instruction kung lahat ay true. Okay? Gamit ang AND operator. If is member and kung false naman yung statement na yun, makapalabas tayo ng you cannot enter the event. Right? So, error yan kasi walang terminator. Okay, so, this is a class, run the program. Okay, you cannot enter the event. Kasi nga, yung is member, yung value na dito is false. And, true. Diba? False and true, hindi pwede. So, false. False yung answer niya. Kasi nga, and yung ginamit niya natin. False and true is equal to false. Alright? So, kapag ka false, si else block na yung i-execute mo. Right? So, try natin class, tingnan natin dito ha. Meron tayong boolean A is equal to false. And meron tayong boolean B. Ipiprint natin to. Okay, so A and B. Tingnan natin kung ano yung output niya. Alright? Comment muna natin yan. So, yun. Ito yung titingnan natin, class, para malaman ninyo na ano yung result ng AND na yan, no? Pag false and false lahat yung value and then gumamit tayo ng AND, yung lalabas dyan is false. Okay? Kapag ka-true naman yung isa, tapos yung isa ay false, lalabas dyan is false pa din. Okay? So, kung lahat naman ay true, true na yung lalabas. 'Di ba? Okay? Kasi lahat ay true. Yung requirement ng AND operator is dapat both are true. Alright? So, kahit pa marami kang expressions or variables na ginagamit, halimbawa, we have here C and C, ganyan. So, kung iraran natin yan, true. Okay? So, multiple expressions ang nangyayari dito. Alright? So, ito, A and B and C. True and true and true is equal to true. So, gagawin natin false C. Nagiging false na siya. Kasi nga, may false na sa kanila na isa. Yung rule ng AND operator is dapat lahat are true value. Kapag may isang false value dyan, nagiging false ang i-return niya. Alright? So, dito, ayan. Kaya dito, class, is member, this is a true. If true and true, ilalabas ang welcome to the event. Else, ilalabas siya yung you cannot enter the event. Na gagawin ko tong true. Lumabas yung welcome to the event. Again, gagawin kong false yung has invitation. You cannot enter the event. Alright? So, gagawin kong false lahat. You cannot enter the event pa din. Kasi lahat ay false. Alright? So, next, proceed tayo sa next na logical operator symbol. So, we have OR operator. So, si OR operator class is, sabi din sa definition, it returns true if at least one condition is true. Okay? So, like for example here, Boolean is a member false, Boolean has invitation is true. If is member or has invitation, lalabas yung welcome to the event. Else, access denied. So, meaning to say that if babasahin natin yung program na to, kung member siya or meron siyang invitation, ilalabas ang welcome to the event. Else, kung hindi siya member, tapos wala rin siyang invitation, lalabas ang access denied. Kasi either, kung member siya, tapos wala siyang invitation, lalabas pa rin yung welcome to the event. Kung member siya, tapos meron siyang invitation, ilalabas din yung welcome to the event. Kung hindi siya member, tapos meron siyang invitation, lalabas pa rin yung welcome to the event. Kasi nga si OR operator, at least one is true. Pero kapag lahat false na yan is lalabas na yung access denied. Okay, so i-demonstrate natin yan dun sa ating NetBeans to show you how it works. So dito, dito muna class, no? Iko-comment, ika-cut ko muna to, yan. So class dito, or na yung gagamitin natin. Yan. So, run the program. Yan. A or B. Yung lumabas is true. Kasi nga, si A is true and then si B is true. Alright? So, hindi natin ginamit si C. Aalisin natin. Now, gagawin nating false yung isa. Ang lalabas dyan is true pa din. Kasi yung OR operator is nagre-require siya ng at least yung isa is true. Okay? So, i-run natin yan true. Pero kapag ka lahat ay false, false na yung lalabas. Kasi paano magiging true yan kung lahat ay false, right? So, yun yung logic doon. Okay, sa OR operator. So, kung isa man yan ay true, true na yung lalabas. Okay? Kung gagamitan natin to ng AND, ang lalabas dyan is false. Kasi dapat both are true. Pero kapag OR operator, true yung lalabas dyan kasi nga at least one is true sa OR operator. Right, so gagamitin natin yung example natin kanina. Ayan. So, hindi na siya AND, gagamitin natin yung OR. Run the program. You cannot enter the event. Kasi nga, hindi ka member, wala ka pang invitation. So, hindi ka talaga makakapasok. 'Di ba? Kasi si OR, it requires at least one. So, either member ka or meron kang invitation. Ngayon, hindi ka member, false. Tapos, meron ka lang invitation, true. So, ang lalabas dyan is, welcome to the event. Kasi, hindi ka man member, pero, meron ka namang invitation. Kasi nga, or yung ginamit natin. Okay? Now, gagawin nating false lahat. You cannot enter the event. Alright? So, balik natin sa true C has invitation and then lalagyan natin, i-run natin again. Welcome to the event. Kasi, is member false, pero meron siyang invitation. Kasi, true yung value ng ating invitation. Alright, so class, so gagawin natin tong AND operator. Ang lalabas dyan is, you cannot enter the event. Kasi nga, both dapat are true. Alright? So, ano pa? Eto class, kung gagawin natin tong string, and error na siya. Kasi nga, yung value na dito is true. Tapos, yung tumatanggap sa kanya na variable, yung data type is a string. So, hindi siya pwede class. Invalid siya. So, once ganyan, na naka-boolean, boolean yung data type niya. Alright? So, ganun lang class. Then, proceed tayo sa next natin na example. I mean, symbol. So, here in our symbol is logical not. Alright? So, yung exclamation point. So, how to use the exclamation point na para magiging logical not operator siya is like this. Okay? So, suppose we have a variable is online is into false value. And then, dito sa condition natin, nilagyan natin ng not. And then, tinawag natin yung variable. Alright? So, let's do that sa atong NetBeans. So, dito, ayan. Okay, class. So, alisin natin yung not first. tapos i-run natin yung program. Walang lumabas kasi hindi nag-execute yung line na to dahil if is online, ay saka na i-execute. Ngayon, i-check natin yung value ng is online. It is false, right? So, dahil false yan, hindi talaga mag-i-execute yung if block natin kasi nga false, di ba? Di ba saka lang mag-i-execute yung conditional statement natin kapag ka true yung condition. Okay? So, nagagawin natin tong not, meaning kung hindi or kung not is online. Di ba sa definition natin kanina, kung true yung value niya, kapag kanilagyan natin ng not operator, ininegate niya yung original value. So, magiging true, right? So, if not is online, lalabas na yung online. Okay? Kasi false dito, tapos pagdating dito sa condition na to, ginawa mo siyang true. Kasi nga, ininegate niya yung original value. Now, gagawin natin tong true. Gagawin natin yung original value ng is online natin na identifier into true. Run. Walang output dito kasi nininegate natin siya. Tapos, yung original value is true, right? So, kapag true yung original value, tapos ginamitan natin ng not, ginagawa niyang false. No? Gagawin niyang false. Okay? So, balik natin sa false. Ayan, lumabas yung online. Kasi dito sa statement na to, ginawa niyang true. Dahil dito sa exclamation point. Alright? So, those are logical operators. And operator, we use and symbol, ganyan. And then, or operator, we use this line. And then, not operator is we use exclamation point. Okay, class? So, that's all for the logical operators. Okay, now class, try to solve this problem. Simple final rating calculator. So, yung code niyo, you can run your code in online GDB kasi may Java compiler yon. And then, your code naman is pwede niyong isulat dun sa notebook na para sa IT 121 Computer Programming 2 subject. Okay, so I hope you will try to create this program in your own with the knowledge from this video, or pwede kayong kumuha ng iba pang sources. Wag lang yung generate nyo na yung answer dun sa AI, no? Please, class, I hope that you will create this program on your own. Okay, so in simple final rating calculator is you have to create a program or Java program that calculates a student's final rating based on their 4 grades: prelim, midterm, pre-final, and the final. So yung computation uses the following weights to ensure the total equals of the final rating. Okay? So to get the final rating, para makuha natin yung final rating, kailangan natin yung prelim grade. Tapos yung 20% na nandun sa prelim grade na yon, kukunin natin. At the same time sa midterm, kukunin natin yung 20% ng midterm, kukunin natin yung 20% ng pre-final, and kukunin natin yung 40% ng ating final. So this is the formula to get the final rating class, no? First, prelim plus midterm plus pre-final and final, total of 100%. Now, next is kailangan natin magpapalabas ng output. Kung yung final rating niya is greater than or equal to 95, lalabas dapat si with highest honor. And then yung grade niya naman is greater than or equal to 90, lalabas yung with honor. And then if yung grade naman niya is greater than or equal to 75, lalabas yung failed. And then if yung grade niya is below 75, dapat failed yung lalabas. Okay, class? So, I guess that's all for conditional statements with relational operators, the equals function, and logical operators. Next topic will be about the arrays. All right. So again, see you on the next video. Goodbye.